I'll requesting the host to replace the screen, please. I'll be requesting once again host to replace the screen, please. Namaste Guruji. Jai Guruji Maharaj. जय गुरु जी साथ संगत जी, शुक्राना गुरु जी महाराज का मल्टीलिंगुअल जूम प्लेटफॉर्म की तरफ से समस्त गुरु परिवार का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। I'll be requesting Dr. Neerja Arora to take over, please. Dr. Neerja Arora, over to you, please. Please initiate the session.
Thank you, Suresh Uncle ji. Can you hear me? Jai Guru
You are audible.
Jai Guru ji.
You are audible, Aunty. Jai Guru ji.
Thank you. With Guruji's grace, we are here today. We are gathered here to take the series of reading of our dear Aunty Kamlesh Aunty Ji's homage to our dearest Guruji. Kamlesh Aunty does not need any introduction to the Guru Parivar. We have always benefited a lot from whenever anybody's met her, or we watched her or listened to her on various platforms where she has generously shared her experiences with her times, the good fortune that she had of spending time in near proximity with our beloved Guruji. She is an old Sangat that way because she had the blessed privilege of spending time when Guruji was in his living form or in his chola. And it is always a pleasure to listen to her vivid description of those times. And she just transports us to those times, and we actually feel that we are reliving those moments. So Kamlesh Aunty has, with the blessing and guidance and from our Guruji, she has spent some of those moments and made a garland out of those in the form of a book which is named The Flowers of Gratitude. So the book is written in her inimitable style, and we feel that the words are coming out alive from the chapters of the book. Though it is written in a very simple and easy to read manner, it is actually very deep and needs contemplation and further elaboration so that we, the readers, can benefit more and gain better insights into what has been enshrined, the wisdom that is enshrined in that book. Hence, the members of Guru Parivar, under the umbrella of this multilingual platform, have been given the blessed privilege of reading out and narrating a chapter of this book once, every week, and which will help to bring out the core essence of the message that is enshrined and written very nicely by Kamlesh Aunty Ji. In this regard, we are fortunate to have with us another old Sangat. When we say old, we don't mean old in age. We mean that they were privileged and blessed, and they met Guruji even when he was in his life form. Though the journeys of each and every one of us might be much longer and going much back in years, but she is an old Sangat, and today she will be reading out the chapter called New Sangat from Kamlesh Auntie's book. Sonia Aunty is also a blessed soul, and she has also been very generous in sharing her experience, and she has shared lots of satsangs and on various platforms, and she has elaborated a lot about the love, the protection, and the guidance she has received from Guruji during her unique journey. So with this background, I invite Sonia Mehta Aunty ji to commence the reading and narration of the chapter New Sangat from the book Flowers of Gratitude. Over to you, Sonia Aunty.
Jai Guruji. Thank you so much, Neerja Aunty, for this introduction. And thank you for saying old Sangha doesn't mean old. That's a clarifier. Either way, and you have actually very succinctly put the concept and the whole this flowers of gratitude very well. And what Kamlesh Aunty, as you said, she has written in a very simple form, but it needs a lot of contemplation. And there are a lot of, she's interwoven, maybe unintentionally, but through her experience, the vachans of Guruji. But before I go there and before I start this, I'd like to first give Shukrana to Guruji for this opportunity. Shukrana to Suresh Uncle, the multilingual platform, for this opportunity, and to deem me worth of being able to explain. I'll try my best. Today it's going to be very extempore and a little unprepared. I have just reached home about half an hour back. I was traveling, and but nonetheless, thank you very much, Uncle, and above all, Shukrana to Guruji and Jai Guruji Sangatji. And today, this Vyakya was so amazing. Mind ko how to control the mind. I will be speaking mixed of English and Hindi, if that's okay. Is that okay, Uncle?
Yes, Aunty ji, please continue.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Neerja.
It's okay, Aunty. It's okay, Aunty.
Yeah. So it'll be, because the Vyakya was on man kaise lagana hai. And one thing that stood out there was moan, stay in silence. Because man, it's a monkey mind, bahut chanchal hai. And Guruji you once said, and which was told to me by an uncle who's based in New Jersey when he was visiting where I was staying. And so straight from him, and he said that all real things are given and taken in silence. And that in a nutshell, actually tells us, when we talk of telepathy, when we talk of this, what Guruji was saying. And when Guruji was there and he would be sitting on his gadi, and the Shabad would be playing, there would absolutely be pin drop silence. And all that was going on was Sangat imbibing the vibrations. Sangat, a lot of, for some whom Guruji deemed fit or wanted to at that point of time, a different darbar, different, Sangat, but the telepathy that happened, the thoughts that suddenly came into your head, and those were answers, and those were, so this is a very profound thing. And the Vyakya was wonderful today. And it reminded me of this, all real things are given and taken in silence. And silence is actually three-dimensional. The more you go into silence, because all, whether it's Vipassana, whether it is you know, what is meditation? Again, silence. Silence. The deeper you go into it, the more answers come forth. I thought it struck me and I thought I will share this. And coming to Kamlesh Auntie's book. Kamlesh Aunty is, you know, she's written short chapters, 1 or 2 pages, but they are so profound. They're so, her experiences are very, you know, precisely put on the face of it appear very simple. But when you read and you think about it, it's like an ocean. It's deep, absolutely deep. But you, again, have to be still and in silence to be able to first read it and then be able to absorb it, which is so important. Auntie is a very blessed soul, Kamlesh Aunty. And I think we are very privileged and fortunate to read her book, Flowers of Gratitude. It's such a beautiful title. And then coming to the chapter, New Sangat, the first line that Auntie has written, it's a quotation. When you put God in charge of your life, no one can take you out of line. Just the Sahib Dada hoye. You put God in charge, put Guruji in charge of your life. And when you believe Guruji, you have to believe it. There are no 2 ways about it. You either believe or you don't believe. And when you believe, you follow simple guidelines or vachans. Silence, no socializing, no superstitions, and simplicity. And the one word that Guruji always said, Banda Banja. What is Banda Banja? Be, you know, do the right thing at the right time with the right attitude. Seva, Simran, Dan, Gupta Seva, Gupta Jap, Gupt again. And it's a very interesting chapter. Actually, it brings forth many, you know, Guruji's vachans as I was reading. And, you know, with Guruji, there are no coincidences, absolutely none. So anything that Auntie has written in this chapter, as we will read, we will realize what is happening is, it's not a coincidence. It was all meant to be, absolutely meant to be. And though it's a very short chapter, extremely short, just a page or 2, but, you know, Guruji's vachans get revealed, and they're revealed, you know, I mean, they're just revealed, so she reveals so much of it. And I'll touch upon it as we go along, and let me start reading. My uncle was posted outside India, Canada. I used to join him there often. This time, when I came back to Empire State, there were lots of changes. New Sangat had joined, as Guruji always mentioned, to get a new Sangat. This Sangatji, Guruji started saying around 2004, 2005, Sangat Jodo, because he just wanted to bless. Earlier, he kept, you know, he kept himself hidden. He did not even reveal his divinity. Very few were actually privileged, blessed to see, you know, when Guruji showed a bit of his form. And those who actually just believed he's God, I think they just know Rab maan liya, unko to moksh mil gaya. And this was a phenomena, as Auntie has put it. This was something new that started, and Guruji started, and you know, saying earlier he was not. He never used to say that. When I reached Empire State, I saw a young boy near Guruji. I asked someone, who is he? I was told that he's some Fauji. I saw that Guruji was looking at him with all the love in his eyes. I could feel that his heart was full of love for him. That Guruji's heart was full of love for this Fauji. I could, every gesture of Guruji was oozing love for the Fauji. Guruji, Sangaji, he had a very soft corner for those in the defense services. He always said that, Nirswarth, selflessly serve the country. And when they retire, they get very little. But yet, there is such a satisfaction in that. And they are, for them, it's nation first. And there's an incident when there was a tsunami, Guruji had specially asked for satsang to be held on those particular days, when later one got to know, that tsunami was going to come, and a lot of defense personnel had, quite a few had made programs to go to places like some were going to Andaman and Nicobar Islands, some were going to Singapore, or to Goa, but all were going because it was New Year in December time, and for some reason that year there were quite a few going. All were heading towards beaches, and Guruji particularly held a satsang, asked General Malhotra to organize a satsang on those days, and said, "Sabko law, Faujiyon ko law." And hindsight, we don't know, but Guruji knows what's going to happen. He knows what has happened. He knows what's happening. And later, everybody realized that by doing this, Guruji had saved the lives of many, because all of them felt that, obviously, if there's a satsang and Guruji's hukum is there, they all cancel their plans, their holiday plans or New Year plans or whatever, and attended the satsang. So that's one obvious incident that took place, and where Guruji actually saved lives of many Faujis. He always had a very soft corner. And he told General Malhotra, I think, that General Saab, ABC na karya karo, which is don't accuse, don't curse, don't blame anyone. It's a very simple, in a very short sentence, no ABC. Guruji has given such a huge hukam, and that's what he means by saying Banda Banja. That was, Guruji used to say that often. And we all say we believe in Guruji, Jai Guruji, we believe in Guruji, but when something happens, some crisis happens, or illness or injury or anything, our center gets shaken. We do not, when you believe, then you have to believe Guruji, and you have to also be brave. And you have to, and by being brave means that you have to have a positive attitude to help Guruji, to help you. It's so important. So at every point of time, you have to, do the right thing at the right time with the right attitude. And that discipline that the defense services have is something I think Guruji wanted all of us to imbibe. I'll continue reading. I hope, Sangaji, I'm making some sense. I mean, please forgive me if I am saying anything contrary to what you all would be thinking, but this is coming to me literally extempore. And I have, before this, I just requested Guruji that please, Aap Meri Wani, in my voice, in my thought, Aap, you please sit, so that I say what you would want me to. But that does not absolve me of any mistakes that I'm making, that are all mine. Actually, we are very conveniently put things onus onto Guruji by saying this, and then say, oh, Guruji ne jo kelwana tha, kelwa diya. You know what he wanted us to say, he said. But no, we also have a responsibility to say verbatim what Guruji said, without our own interpretations and colors that we put onto whatever Guruji said, or the incident that took place, or what happened in the Darbar when Guruji was in his physical form. I continue reading. Guruji took out one garland for him and put it on the neck of that young boy. Seeing all this love, I was very jealous for a fraction of a second, but then I realized soon that, like all of us, he's getting his share of love from Guruji. On my further inquiry and curiosity about the special treatment to him, I found out that he hails from Navy and his name is Commander Sharma. It's a very beautiful thing. Look at the love that Guruji is giving. And Guruji was so loving, so kind. And Sharma uncle is now today known more as Commander uncle, who has had amazing experiences. If anyone has been fortunate enough to hear his satsangs, his experiences, his sangat, an auntie, Sharma auntie, has also, Guruji has shown her heaven and what happens when we leave planet Earth. It's a very, very amazing experience that she has had, and she's been very privileged to have that in the Darbar, in Bade Mandir. So they're very blessed souls, and very blessed uncle and auntie. And I'm sure that, this is not this lifetime thing. They would be with Guruji from a previous lifetime or many lifetimes. This may be the last one, and they would get. After some time, I shifted from Delhi to Gurgaon. I received a call one day. The voice said, "Is it Kamlesh Aunty?" I said, "Yes, I'm Kamlesh Aunty speaking. May I know who you are?" The call disconnected. It happened again. The phone rang. And, "Is this Kamlesh Aunty?" I said, "Yes. May I know who you are?" I again asked. Unfortunately, the call again got disconnected. Just see, Sangaji, look at the working of Guruji. Nothing is a coincidence. Look at the vibrations that are coming forth. Look at what's happening behind the scene. Just see. The telephone rang for the third time, but this time I recognized the voice and said, and I asked, so I beg your pardon, and I asked, "Who are you looking for?" "I'm looking for my Kamlesh Aunty." Look at the words. "I'm looking for my Kamlesh Aunty," he said. Now this hukum, this adesh is coming directly from Guruji to Commander Uncle, and he's saying it to Kamlesh Aunty. He said, okay, and then she replied, "You will find her, but first speak to me and tell me who you are." "Who are you?" I told him. "I am Commander Sharma speaking," he said. "As I told you that he knows the best and has the best plans for you, this too had a reason. This was how I was introduced to Gurgaon Sangat by Commander Sharma. Truly, Guruji always chooses a person and opens the path for you. Isn't that so beautiful? Auntie shifted from Delhi to Gurgaon, and this is how Guruji, through Commander Uncle, first developed that bond between them and then got her introduced to Gurgaon Sangat. This is Guruji's love. Because when you come to a place, you shift, you come to a place, you're new and you are a little shaken and you don't know anybody. And this is how Guruji is taking care of you. Isn't that beautiful? Every little thing Guruji takes care of. And that's exactly what Auntie has said at the beginning of the book, of this chapter. When you put God, that means Guruji, in charge of your life, no one can take you out of line. Everything falls in a pattern. You see synchronicities. The dots start joining, and the amazing love and grace of Guruji comes forth. I don't know if Kamlesh Aunty is with us today. I would like Kamlesh Aunty to perhaps elaborate on this, what I'm saying. Is it how it happened? Is this how it's happening? Kamlesh Aunty, I can see you've
Yes,
unmuted and you're there.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
please.
for being there. And we would all love to hear your version. Thank you, Aunty.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm the 4G blood runs in my veins because
Great.
my
So
father
does
was a
mine.
4G. My father was a
Oh.
4G.
Yeah. So does in
And-
me. My father too was a 4G, and so is my brother. So, yeah.
And I married to
You
a
know.
4G.
Mhm.
I got married to an Air Force pilot. And when my sister and brother, older ones, they said ki asi faujiyan nal vyah nahi karna. But I said, nay, I want to get married to a Fauji only because I saw my mother, the pros and cons of everything. And I wanted to lead that life. When my father was at non-farmy station, Punch and all sorts of places, it was my mother who looked after us. And I said, nay, tankha thodi hai Faujiyan di, but life is glamorous. I would love to marry a Fauji only. And I got married to an Air Force officer. He was a pilot in the Air Force. And that's how the thing is going, continuing.
That's wonderful to know. Aunty.
When I met my uncle, and I just finished school and I went to the college. 3 years we had courtship. And then after then we decided we should get married. Sangatji, Fauji life is not an easy life for the men or for the lady of that man. He lives hardships on the front. and she leads hardships later on in the non-family station where she's stationed. A boy finishes school at a 15, 16. He goes to NDA or any other training camp. And at the age of 21, 22, he becomes a man. He's posted to a field place and given a gun in his hand. Go to the front and serve your countrymen. What has that boy seen in his life? He has given his whole youth to the Mother India. Whereas the other children at the age of 21 have not even decided to what profession to go through. So this was why Guruji loved the Fauji's very much. Husband is on the field, and so is the JCOs, the NCOs, and everybody's husbands are also there. I remember my mother, and even I did the same, what I saw my mother. Ghar mein diya jalaya, mithai banti, go to the other ranks, go to their house. She went to the other houses, उनको मोटिवेट किया, उनके घर में पूजा की, मिठाई ले गए, दिवाली बनाई, and all that, and so and so and so. That was how I saw my mother. She's missing a husband, but she's going and motivating other people. So the life is not very easy for the Fauji's wife also, because she has to nurture the children and bring them up in that crucial stages where the children are in 10, 12, and they have to decide their future. And this is Fauji's life. When we were in Jalandhar, I met when General Garewal used to come to the Guruji and all that, was staying in Jalandhar. Guruji ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ. And those who are in the Fauji's, you know, initially we don't get bungalows. We get those barracks type of houses, kamre, 2-3 kamre mil jande ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ. And that's how we used to spend time. Guruji used to go and stay with them. It's so, when you go to the Kent area, the open drainage is still there. ਨਾਲੀਆਂ ਖੁੱਲੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸਨ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਬਾਦ ਨਾਓ ਤੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਿਕਲ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ, and all sorts of things. Now it is still there. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਹਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ, ਪਾਣੀ ਨਾਲੀਆਂ ਚੋਂ ਉਛਲ ਕੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ. ਉੱਥੇ ਬੂਟਾ ਲੱਗ ਪਿਆ. That time he was, ਬੂਟਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ और वो ਵੱਡਾ हो गया. Because पानी जो गुरु जी नहाते होते थे, वो पेड़ से रोज ही गिरता था, and that much of water was sufficient for the plant to survive. और वो प्लांट होते होते 2-3 साल में बहुत बड़ा बन गया. It so happened कि गुरुजी से जो नहाने का पानी था, वो प्लांट में जाने से the leaves of the plant, when you smell them, fragrance आनी शुरू हो. और जब he got retired and he had to move to Chandigarh, everybody used to go and see that plant कि केड़े plant जो जिथे गुरु पौधा जिथों गुरु जी दी fragrance हर पत्ते विचों. उसने कहा गुरु जी मैं ते आप बूटा कर ले जावांगा, अपने घर लगावांगा चंडीगढ़. गुरु जी कहते सर बूटे नहीं पट्टी दे. But anyhow, जब वो retire हुए, that plant was spotted and taken and to his place where he got retired. I think so he went to Chandigarh, and then now he's on the hot outskirts of Yamunanagar or somewhere, because I met his relative just today and he was telling me, and I narrated him this satsang of this. And when they reached there, the plant was potted, but the fragrance had gone. So Sangat ji, फौजी तो थे, मेरे husband भी फौजी थे, and he used to fly and he used to do dropping in the areas जहाँ पर in those days roads were not there or very few people could reach there, and it was a non-family station. कोई गाड़ी नहीं, कोई कुछ नहीं. So the dropping was done by the Air Force. बड़े बड़े crates में खाना, vegetables, fruit, animals, magazines, everything was dropped by air. Parachute से वो बक्सा बांध देते थे and used to go down. एक दिन my uncle came. मैं अपने अंकल को बोला मैंने तो तुसी उसे छोड़ा ना गुरु जी को. कहते ना कि अच्छा ठीक है. And he was in his flying overall. गुरु जी कहते ना Mehta सा ए की पाया है. कहते गुरु जी flying overall है सादा. अच्छा की करके आए हो? गुरु जी मैं ड्रॉपिंग करके आया. वो किवें होंदी है गुरु जी को सब पता है, but he wanted the other people to know what actually life was, किस तरह फौजियों को खाना मिलता है. It is not an easy job, because couriers used to go from Chandigarh to Jorhat, and then from Jorhat the dropping used to go down to these areas. And that was how Fauji life is, and Guruji loved Faujis. In the meantime, my husband took premature retirement. और हम Port Authority में चले गए. He was a chief pilot and on a very high post. And we had gone to Canada. In those days, there was no mobiles or anything like that. Only landlines were there or something like that. Kuch bhi nahi tha. But I came back from Canada. Everything had changed in the Empire State. So that's how I saw somebody, and I said, नवे बड़े नवे लोग आ गए. एक नवा मुंडा कौन है गया? तो किसी ने कहा ये फौजी है. अच्छा फौजी है. फिर लगने लग पड़ा ये कौन है? उसने कहा कि ये कोई नेवी तो अभी अभी रिटायर होके आया. अच्छा नेवी दा, चल फिर ते अपना बंदा होया, कोई डर नहीं. And then in that meantime, Guruji, they got so connected with Guruji. That time General Malhotra was there, General Kapoor was there, And so many of them, so many Fauji's were there. My brother-in-law was also a commandant of RR Hospital, General Jetli. He also used to visit Guruji at that time. And ਲੈਣ ਲੱਗੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਫੌਜੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ. There used to be ministers and so many people there. And then Guruji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ जैसे और संगत लेके आओ, और संगत लेके आओ. अरे कहाँ से संगत लेकर आए? किसी को कुछ बोलो तो डांट पड़ जाती थी. ले तू भी इतनी छोटी जी है, बाबे के पीछे दौड़ती है, तेरे को पता नहीं आजकल ये होता है वो होता है. Just kept quiet. आगे कुछ बोल ही नहीं सकते थे. जनरल कपूर को कहते थे कपूर जनरल साहब तुसी संगत नहीं लेके आए. और वो कहे गुरु जी मैं कित्थों लेके आवां संगत. कोई मानने को तैयार ही नहीं था उन जमाने में कि गुरु ऐसे है. बट एनी हाउ ही वाज अ जनरल साहब. तो किसी को भी ऑर्डर देते होते थे तो 4, 5, 6 लोग आ जाया करते थे. एंड दैट्स हाउ. और फौजियों के साथ फौजी आने लगे, जुड़ने लगे. एंड इट वाज फन बीइंग देयर. एक फौजी थे जनरल मोंटी और गुरु जी के उन्होंने शब्द सुनिया कर. कहता वे गुरु जी हमको तो बूझता नहीं है क्या. गुरु जी कहते ना ओ हम तेरे को बूझने वास्ते थोड़ी बोला है, सुनने के लिए बोला है. जस्ट हियर एंड दैट्स ऑल. मतलब कि गुरु जी का ये था कि कल्याण जो होना है वो शब्द सुन के होना. शब्द सुन सुन के गुरु जी कल्याण करते होते थे. एक आंटी वहां बैठी होती थी, कहती है गुरु जी मैं ते शब्दां विच मन ही नहीं लगता. कहते किदे च तेरा मन लगता है? कहने गुरु जी मैं ना गाणियां च मन लगता. उसके तो गाने सुन, गाने ही सुन. एंड यू विल नॉट बिलीव जब वो गाने सुनने लगी वो ऐसे लगता था कि वो सिर्फ गुरु जी के लिए गाए जा रहे. आई लाइक अरिजीत सिंह वेरी मच. जब वो गाने गाता है ना एंड मैं आंख बंद करके सुनती हूँ, मुझे लगता है कि वो मेरे गुरु के लिए गाने गा रहा है. So this was how it is. When I shifted from Agra, from Delhi to Gurgaon, it was very difficult. I was very upset. I Delhi the inne satsang honde sir. Yahan par there is no satsang at all. And what to do? मैं गुरु जी कहती होंगी सा हाय गुरु जी मैनू सत्संग दियो ना, मैनू सत्संग दियो ना. मेरे पैर अच्छे नहीं लगते घर जाते. तुसी भी तुहाडे सत्संगां विच जाण वास्ते बड़े उतावले हो रहे हैं. And one day the telephone rings. कमलेश आंटी. मैंने कहा हाँ जी. Gets disconnected. थोड़ी देर बाद फिर आया कमलेश आंटी. मैंने कहा हाँ जी कमलेश आंटी बोल रही हूँ. And it got disconnected. The third time it came, I recognized the voice. It's a very familiar voice. And he said, Kamlesh aunty. मैंने कहा काका रुक जा. कौन बोल रहा है? मैंने कहा कि मैं भी कमलेश आंटी हूँ. पर तू किसको ढूंढ रहे हो, कौन सी कमलेश आंटी को ढूंढ रहे हो? He says, मेरी आंटी कमलेश आंटी। मैं क्या उन्होंने तो तू लब लेगा, पर पहले तू इस पैर कमलेश नाल गल कर ले, speak to me first. And then I spoke to him and I told him, I'm very new to Gurgaon and I want to get connected to the Sangat. I said, this number, what you're ringing, please save it and give me the satsangs when you're there. कमलेश आंटी, उसकी अपनी आंटी को तो उसने ढूंढ ही लेना था, पर एक और कमलेश उसके गले पड़ गई. And mine, he's like a small kid brother to me, and we have got very good relations with him, and he's so nice, so generous. Now I feel why Guruji loved him so much. Because the moment Guruji used to see him, I could see love oozing from Guruji's eyes. And Commander Uncle never lifted his eyes up. He used to always look down at Guruji's feet. Always, always. He never saw him directly. It was love, or what it was, a respect that was there. So this chapter was how I met Commander Uncle. I was introduced to him, to the Sangat, Sangatji. Guruji was always there. Guruji will always be with them. One day, what Sangat asked me, Guruji वो चोला छोड़ गए, तो अच्छा चोला छोड़ गए, चोला ही छोड़े है ना. He's omnipresent. एक बार जब हम गुरु से जुड़ जाते हैं, एक बार हम गुरु जी से लिंक जुड़ जाता है, गुरु जी तुमको अपना बना के ही छोड़ते हैं. फिर किसी ने कहा कि इतनी सारी संगत है, गुरु जी कैसे देखते हैं? A cuckoo bird lays in eggs. She flies by. She's mostly in the hills. After laying the eggs, she takes the eggs to a flattened place and leaves the eggs over there. She flies back. But her thoughts are with on those eggs only. Her thoughts are only on those eggs. And it is not that she's not connected with the eggs. The moment she thinks the eggs are there, they start hatching, they start becoming from eggs, whatever it comes into that, and then they become into the small eggs hatch and everything. They do it, get love from their mother to that place. कछुआ है, बच्चे देख के पानी के दूसरे किनारे चला जाता है, and उसको पता लग जाता है my children are hungry, and the moment he turns back and looks with those love in his eyes. To the Kachua's children, her children, they feel they are so satisfied. Their stomach is full, the love is there and everything. In the same way, Guruji is there. चाहे एक हो, चाहे अनेक हो, चाहे सैकड़ों हो, Guruji's love for each Sangat is there. It is not for एक को ज्यादा, एक को थोड़ी, एक को ज्यादा, एक को थोड़ी. No, he loves his Sangat, his disciples equally. In कोई partiality नहीं है. Seen with my own eyes. Guruji used to give love to everyone. And from there I came to know. कहते थे कि अगे नवी संगत अगे आए, पुरानी पीछे चले जाए. किस तरह? जब हम बच्चे पैदा करते हैं, हमारा बच्चा बड़ा छोटा हो बड़ा पहला बच्चा बड़ा हो जाता है, छोटा हमारा दूसरा पैदा होता है. द न्यू बॉर्न, उसको हम ज्यादा प्यार देते हैं, because he's just come into the world and we have to look after him more than the first bacha because he is new. इसी तरह जो हम पुराने हो जाते थे, गुरु जी के अंदर पीछे चलो और नवे संगत तो आगे आ दो, बिकॉज उन नए संगत को गुरु जी ने ब्लेस करना होता था, उनको चेंज करना होता था, उसके अंदर अपने लिए प्यार भरना होता था, अपने and to gain their love and affection and give love affection. That was how Guruji was. Sangatji, thank you so much, Suresh Uncle, for giving me this platform to talk to and convey my feelings to the Sangat and my experience to the Sangat. Sangatji, I am 75 years old. After a few years, I might be gone in the lotus feet of Guruji. But I would always love to share my experiences to the new Sangat, what we got from Guruji. I don't want to carry all these things with me, but I want to share it with the world. How Guruji was, how nice he was, how loving he was. His aura was so nice that you just went to, I went to Jalandhar and I was glued to the aura of his. वहां से आने को मन नहीं करता था, because the family was at home in Delhi, and that was a beautiful experience. Sangatji, when Ram was born, Ram was there, तभी भी संगत थी उनकी, but we only read in the epics. Krishna was born there, still he had संगत. उनको जो भक्त बने थे उनके, जो बहुत पूजा की, नेक्स्ट जन्म में उनके साथ वो गोपियां बन के आए और कृष्ण भगवान का प्यार लिया, अफेक्शन लिया. अब हमारे साथ शिव भगवान के, जो हमने पुराने कर्म किए, कार्मिक रेट्रिब्यूशंस हमको इस जन्म में गुरु जी के साथ, हम गुरु जी की संगत. So, Sangatji, we people are very lucky, very, very lucky to have a guru with us to guide us, give us love. The moment you get attached with the Guruji, you change. When I was not attached with the Guruji, I was Teri te meri, I used to say. But after coming to with attached with Guruji, सब तेरी तो चलेगी अब मेरी मेरी हो गई सब कुछ. So I really love Guruji's Sangat. Love Guruji Sangat and Guruji's love will come to you. Love the Sangat first and then Guruji apne aap tode ban kar. That's my message to you all. Thank you so much for giving me so much of time. Uncle, मैंने ज़्यादा time तो नहीं ले लिया.
जय गुरु जी.
जय गुरु जी.
जय गुरु जी. कमलेश आंटी, ये आपका अपना प्लेटफॉर्म है. आप we are fortunate to have you with us. आपकी जो संगत शेयरिंग है, किसी संगत का मन नहीं भरता, सुनने का ही मन करता रहता कि सुनते रहें. Thank you very much. In the meanwhile, I'll be requesting Sonia Mehta Aunty ji, please conclude your session. Or
Thank you, Uncle. And first, I really want to thank Aunty. Aunty, you have the way you have put forth your experience and explained the love and affection, and the way you have told us about this chapter and your thoughts behind it when you wrote it. You have just summarized it so beautifully in this chapter. I think in future, Aunty, it's better that you tell us about the chapter. We can just read it and we would love to hear your thoughts. I don't know whether we should even attempt to interpret this. Thank you so much, Aunty, really, to tell us the way you have told us, and your guidance and your experience, and through it all, Guruji's love comes forth, and the way you just express it so eloquently that I'm wondering whether we should even ever attempt to give our own 2 bits of explanation. It's thank you, Aunty. Thank you so much.
Jai Guruji.
Very blessed to hear you.
Thank you, Aunty. Thank you, Sangatji.
Dr. Nijar Aunty.
Hanji, thank you, Suresh ji. Thank you, Kamlesh Aunty, from the bottom of my heart, and Sonia Mehta ji. Like we were discussing the chapter, Sonia ji and I were discussing the chapter. We thought it's very small, but there are some key points which can be elaborated. One is about the message about new Sangat, the Fauji's, and the immense love that Guruji had for Commander Sharma uncle. And but I mean, these were just seeds of thoughts. And like I said, the chapter is so small. It's like a classical, bandish of a khayal or thumri, with very small, say, sthai and antara. But you have really elaborated, and, you can sing this particular chapter, even, you can keep singing it till morning and it will not end, and we will not get bored. We would like you to continue to talk. And I also like the jugalbandi between you and Sonia Aunty, because it seems that you would begin a sentence and Sonia ji would end that sentence. Like in the beginning of the chapter, you had said about we talked about Yeah, I'm missing it. But we talked about Guruji's
Their fathers.
which is there. Then we do not need anything else. And you know, when you put God in charge of your life, no one can take you out of line. So Sonia ji elaborated further and said you have to help Guruji to help you. And this element of forginess, Aunty ji, when Guruji would love us more if we also, all of us demonstrated, even if we were not Fauji or belonging to Fauji families, the discipline, the sense of duty, the sense of giving and caring, then we can all become small Faujis, and Guruji's love would for us would be even more. Though you have also said that we all receive our share of love from Guruji's, there is no dearth, there is no limitation as far as Guruji's love is concerned. He has the immense capacity to give, and we should be, you know, worthy of receiving it. And also I love the story you told about that Bhuta, Grewal sir's Bhuta, which grew and grew strong. Aunty ji, for us, new Sangat, we are the Bhutas that grow strong, you know, from these Vachan Amrits that come, you know, when from your narrations, your experiences, and we look forward, you know, to hearing more and more from you and elaborating more on those, you know, gems of wisdom that are there in your book. With this, I would like to conclude. I would ask Suresh ji to take it forward from here.
Jai Guruji Maharaj. I'm personally thanking everyone who witnessed to the divine sharing of mesmerizing Sangat from Kamlesh Aunty, Sonia Aunty ji, and Dr. Nirija. Thanks a lot. Over to you, host, for we may take aage from Guruji Maharaj. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. Shukrana Guruji.
Shukrana Guruji.
जय गुरुजी शुक्राना गुरुजी
जय गुरुजी शुक्राना गुरुजी अनंत
जय गुरुजी
शुक्राना
शुक्राना
आज्ञा
गुरुजी
गुरुजी
शुक्राना गुरुजी
जय गुरुजी
अनंतम शुक्राना गुरुजी